Queen Beatrix is abdicating after 33 years. It is with the utmost confidence that I shall pass the throne to my son, the Prince of Orange, on the 30th of April this year.
I would like to say how incredibly touched I am by all the reactions to my mother's speech on Monday evening. I'm greatly honoured to be succeeding my mother.
Amsterdam 1980. Queen Beatrix is inaugurated. In the name of the Dutch nation, and according to the Constitution, we receive and honour you as our Queen. Queen Beatrix is abdicating to make way for a new generation. The last years of her reign have not been easy. Prince Claus passed away 10 years ago. The attack on Queen's Day 2009 was traumatic for her and her family. What started as a wonderful day ended in terrible tragedy. And last year, Prince Friso had a skiing accident. The Queen carries on despite everything, but she abdicates on Tuesday. People of the Netherlands, be jubilant. Rejoice on this happy day. Decorate your homes. Decorate your rooftops with the red, white and blue flag. Hear the 51-gun salute, a princess. A daughter is born to Princess Juliana and Prince Bernard. Beatrix, she who brings joy. It is the 31st of January 1938.
Citizens of Amsterdam, citizens of Barn, citizens of Haarlem, with heartfelt joy, we announce that today, on the 31st of January 1938, by the grace of God, a princess of Orange-Nassau, princess of Lippe-Biesterfeld, was born. With this, the greatest wish of the Dutch nation has been fulfilled. Long live the royal family. A nation rejoices.
War looms over Europe. Germany is becoming increasingly aggressive. Adolf Hitler's power is growing by the day. Germany invades the Netherlands on the 10th of May 1940. The royal family flees to England. Baby Irene travels in a gas-proof carry-cot. Beatrix is 2 years old. Princess Juliana and her children travel on to Ottawa in Canada, where it is safer. They stay there for the rest of the war. Bernard occasionally travels over from London. And Princess Margaret is born in Canada in 1943. The war is far away for Beatrix. Beatrix returns to the Netherlands a few months after its liberation. It is an alien country to her.
Listeners, we stand with a microphone near the plane that has just landed. There they are. Yes. And here comes Beatrix holding a doll and a big box as usual.
The royal family returns to Soestdijk Palace. It's time for Princess Beatrix to go to school. We are looking for a school for Trix and Irene. As parents, my husband and I would like to make a sincere appeal to the fathers and mothers of the Netherlands. Do not spoil them. Do not let them hear all the nice things you say about them. Let them live their daily lives freely. The Werkplaats in Bilthoven, Kiesborg's progressive school that Beatrix attends. Besides the traditional lessons, the children must do various chores. Beatrix doesn't like it. Juliana wants her children to grow up as normally as possible, but Bernard is keener on an upbringing suited to princesses.
The Princess at Home. A film made by HRH Prince Bernhard of Netherlands. It's time for tea. Time for tea for Beatrix, Irene and Margaret, who is called Petey at home. Each princess has her own cup.
Beatrix is present when her grandmother, Wilhelmina, celebrates 50 years as queen. The celebration is held in the Olympic Stadium in Amsterdam. Wilhelmina abdicates the throne 4 days later. Juliana becomes queen. I was 10 years old, of course. I suppose just old enough to remember many things. I remember lots of details. It was also the first large official event we were involved in as children. It made quite an impression on me.
6th of September. The distinguished guests attending the inauguration on this day proceed through the pergola covered with fishing nets and into the Nieuwe Kerk. Midshipmen and cadets form the guard of honor. Princess Wilhelmina appears. She is accompanied by Princess Armgard of Lippe-Bestveld, Crown Princess Beatrix and Princess Irene. The clock strikes 11. Cheers swell, herald sound, followed by the royal procession coming outside.
Members of the States General, it fills me with melancholy that I appear among you at this time to swear my allegiance to the Constitution. At the time, I was clearly aware that something had changed for me. But at that age, you cannot gauge or comprehend what that exactly entails. It was spoken about, and I was told, at home, we talked about how things would change. But I was oblivious to it during my normal daily life at school. So help me God Almighty. Juliana and Bernard's marriage is rife with tension. They keep up the pretense to the outside world, but a tragedy is unfolding within Beatrix's family. There is a marriage crisis. It is because of Griet Hofmans, a faith healer. Bernard brought her to Palace Soestdijk to help cure Princess Christina's blindness. Queen Juliana becomes enamored of Hofmans and her pacifism. As a soldier, Bernard wants nothing to do with it. Behind the scenes, a government committee prevents the marriage crisis from turning into a constitutional crisis. Meanwhile, Beatrix goes to secondary school, the Barnes Lyceum. The school sets up a separate section for her in an old villa. For many years, people in the Netherlands could follow us growing up. I believe it became clear that personal freedom, raising us as free people versus taking personal responsibility, was a priority for my parents. 1956, Princess Beatrix turns 18. The thing that has touched me most is that so many have shown me compassion. It's so customary to express gratitude on your birthday that people forget the meaning behind it. However, the words "thank you" encompass everything I feel towards you. Beatrix can become queen now she has turned 18. When I was young, I rebelled against my future, against the idea that I had to do it. And, well, the pressure placed on someone, that extreme responsibility. I didn't think it was fair. It was on me and less on my sisters. I used to feel that I was on my own. I do believe it gradually changed to a certain extent. And there was a moment when I suddenly thought, I have to choose whether I will eventually do it or not. I recall that moment as a turning point in my life. There was also a sort of inner acceptance when I said to myself, I accept this and will do my best. Beatrix enrolls at Leiden University.
Accompanied by her secretary, Miss Meurs, the princess arrives in Slutstraat on this day where she moved into one of the houses on Rappenburg. She will live here while studying at the university.
When I was in Leiden, I concentrated on my work and on doing it well. I had no idea how that would work out in the future, whether I would ever be able to use it. I wondered what purpose it would serve. I lived a split existence in a way, between being a student at the time and the future that I had pushed to the back of my mind somewhat. I don't know whether that was the right thing to do, but that's how it was. After 5.5 years, she graduates with an honorary law degree. As the future queen, Beatrix travels frequently. She goes to the United States with Mr. Luns, the Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Your Highness, your schedule is open tonight. What are you doing?
I'm going to the theatre.
What are you going to see?
Well, I guess I won't tell you. President Eisenhower receives the Dutch heir to the throne at the White House. Beatrix cuts short a trip to Asia when her grandmother Wilhelmina dies.
Bells ring out across The Hague, the city that was Queen Wilhelmina's residence for so long, and that now says goodbye to her mortal remains.
Beatrix goes to live on her own. She moves into Drakenstein Castle at Lagerwursche. A photographer catches Beatrix with an unknown man in the woods around Drakenstein. It is Claus von Amsberg, a German. It is met with criticism and dismay. The war is still fresh in people's minds, but Beatrix perseveres.
I'm pleased to introduce myself to you as the fiancé of Princess Beatrix. I'm aware of your feelings and of the difficulties this brings for many of you.
Though Claus was completely against the Nazi regime, the two young people are fully aware, as are we, of the doubts and resistance their engagement could evoke in many, especially for those who lived through the war. Yet, they have decided to not allow the objections to prevail over their love. I can assure you, it is good.
Your Royal Highness, could we have a look at your ring? Could you turn it so? Ah, yes. And could you tell us, it looks a smashing one.
It is beautiful.
Could you tell us what the stones are in it?
It's diamonds, all diamonds.
And now could you tell us where you met Mr. von Amsberg?
Well, first time we really met was at my cousin's place. My cousin, Count von Euenhausen, gave a small dinner party for my sister and myself. We were staying with him, and Claus was asked too.
The big unveiling. Princess Beatrix and Claus von Amsberg come outside. What does the bride look like? What is her bouquet like? Her headdress?
Smoke bombs disrupt the procession. The image goes around the globe. Reverend Cater officiates the wedding ceremony in the Westerkerk.
And does thee promise to love her and protect her, as is due from her husband to a wife? What is your answer? Yes. The bride also answers affirmatively with all her heart. Until death you shall part, and that you shall be faithful to him in all matters according to the gospel. What is your answer?
Yes. Prince Claus on his way to the University Hospital in Utrecht. Beatrix and Claus welcome their first child, Willem-Alexander. After 3 queens, the Netherlands will have a king again. They have 2 more boys, Friso and Constantine.
Mijn broer en zuster, hè? Ja, ben ik nog. Ja, kun je kijken, Carlos? Ja. Welk pakje? Dit pakje zeker voor God, mijn man. Kostuum. Geen pakje. Kijk eens. Wie kan hem testen? Wat een wel. 11 meter. Als hij niet tegen de toestel aanschopt. Hou het voorzichtig.
I shouldn't say this, of course, and it will be contrary to good parenting. Royal Highness, but I really like those elastic bands, and I wanted to buy them. I finally realized why Her Majesty wears those massive hats. It's because of this, of course.
I believe my husband and I have tried to give all three of our sons a happy family life. Our aim was for them to become balanced, happy children. We've tried to raise them to be honest. They can be very honest to us.
I assume they're home sometimes, and you go to nice places together on holiday. Yes, we're going to Italy tomorrow. They try to spend all their free time with us. That's nice of them. So, a very good mother and father.
They were good times indeed.
Yes, wonderful time.
We had many good years there, together, as a family. All the activities we did there and from there. Yes, they were wonderful years. Sooner or later, everyone who is getting older is confronted with the sobering fact that strength diminishes and that one can no longer carry out one's tasks as before. Then there comes a time when it is no longer justified to continue. I feel the time has come for me to relinquish my task as your queen. Amsterdam, 30th of April 1980. No house, no coronation. I am abdicating, and she is ascending the throne. Squatters disrupt the succession to the throne. I have just stepped down from the government. Long live the Netherlands. I swear to the Dutch people that I will continue to uphold and enforce the Constitution. I believe that it's a job in which, if I can put it this way, you can express your compassion for what's happening in society. So help me God Almighty. When you suddenly find yourself faced with it, it starts becoming very real. I must admit, the reality is very different to how you imagined it would be. Now that Beatrix is queen, she and her family move from Drakenstein to Huistenbosch in The Hague. Their lives change completely. It wasn't easy to move. It wasn't easy to navigate another new lifestyle and find our way with growing children, with their own demands and problems, and completely new surroundings for us. Queen Beatrix goes on more than 50 state visits. Sometimes we have class for a few evenings in a row, sometimes for weeks. We try to learn all about a country. Luxembourg is first on the calendar. The serious work starts in 1982.
Members will rise. Her Majesty, Queen Beatrix of the Netherlands.
You in America, and we in our much more vulnerable Europe. Together, we must consider questions confronting us. Together, seek the answers.
Beatrix wears a headscarf during a state visit to the United Arab Emirates. She faces criticism for that. The Queen says, as does Maxima, that she is adapting to the customs of the host country. In this case, a country of great economic importance to the Netherlands. Trade and the economy are becoming increasingly significant during state visits. Thanks to the Queen, it is easier for business people to make contacts in the country. Beatrix criticizes the Netherlands' past during some state visits. During my trip to Israel, I felt the need to look critically at our country.
Most of our Dutch Jews were carried off to concentration camps, where they would eventually meet their death. We know that many of our fellow countrymen put up courageous and sometimes successful resistance, and often stood by their threatened fellow men, exposing themselves to mortal danger. But we also know that they were the exceptional ones, that the people of the Netherlands could not prevent the destruction of their Jewish fellow citizens.
As I was born just before the war, I often see myself as part of the generation tasked with paving the way to recovery, to confidence, to the future. And if you look at it from that angle, a state visit is an incredibly compelling and valuable tool. That is how we try to approach Indonesia as well.
The Netherlands was not at first prepared to accept the Indonesian pursuit of complete and immediate independence. When we look back on that time, which now lies almost 50 years behind us, it deeply saddens us that so many died in that struggle or have had to bear its scars for the rest of their lives.
The Queen not only goes on state visits, but she also hosts them.
You have received much respect in many parts of the world for the unambiguous way in which you have supported the international fight against terrorism.
Beatrix is for collaboration in Europe, which she constantly voices, even when there is rising criticism of Europe in our country. Europe is more than the pursuit of an end goal. It is history in the making. We suddenly had European borders opened. All kinds of people sought contact with each other across those borders. It made all sorts of organizations, all kinds of partnerships possible, and they were supported and encouraged. That was, well, incredibly inspiring, of course. For her support of Europe, she received the Charlemagne Prize of Aachen in 1996. The European community has brought prosperity, but it goes beyond money. Europe brings us peace above all. Dutch art and culture, a regular feature of every state visit. Art and culture also play a significant role in Beatrix's personal life. If I'm completely honest, I found modern art extremely complex as a teenager. I struggled against it. I had trouble accepting it, difficulty understanding it, and well, it led to many discussions. I had little appreciation for it. That has completely changed. Sculpture is her favorite art form. She herself sculpts too. Beatrix the person inspires artists across the Netherlands, as was demonstrated on her 75th birthday. Hundreds of people sent in their images of Beatrix for a special exhibition. Beatrix gives many speeches during her 33-year reign. She regularly stresses national solidarity and cautions against egotism. There are signs indicating a genuine risk of slowly slipping into egocentric mindsets and actions that tarnish the freedom of our fellow man. The community's well-being demands effort from us all. Expressions of warmth between people are essential now more than ever. Freedom and liberty are not limitless. Those who vilify others lose their credibility. Today we see the tendency to exasperate differences. Disrespect in word and deed erodes tolerance. Discussions degenerate into hardened relationships. Initially, Queen Beatrix is not popular. She wants to change that with a television program. In contrast to her mother Juliana, Beatrix is distant, too majestical, so she deliberately shows a different side of herself. The monarchy is founded on the support of the people. It would no longer function well if people no longer wanted it, felt it was not part of them, or didn't feel at home in it. Then it would no longer function properly. The day after the broadcast is Queen's Day. She goes to Amsterdam unannounced, a charm offensive. The press is informed in advance. Queen's Day changes under Beatrix. No more parades. The family go out into the country. The date of the 30th of April does not change. Dearest mother, today is your birthday. This day will continue to be Queen's Day. I get so much joy from the Queen's Day celebrations. From the fact people do something nice together and make an effort. You see happy faces, it's endearing. It's heartwarming. And it is always a celebration for us. I wish everyone here and the many people across the Netherlands who are celebrating an exceptionally festive and wonderful day.
Long live the Queen!
As Queen, Beatrix tries to offer comfort in times of national disasters. I don't believe you can comfort people. It's difficult to give comfort, but you can do your best to show empathy. You can endeavour to stand alongside someone and share the suffering. Sharing the suffering is perhaps the only thing you can do. It's the first time a storm has damaged all 6 islands. How are you? Shocked?
Yes, everything is destroyed.
Everything destroyed.
Yes, it's awful.
It was harrowing. It was. Yes. Queen's Day 2009. Bystanders are caught up in an attack on the Queen. 7 people are killed, live on television. They're about to go along the driveway. Oh, a car's crashed into the monument. What's happening there? The people standing nearby, those who saw it on television, all those who experienced it must have looked on in astonishment and disbelief. We are speechless that something so terrible could have happened. As head of state, Queen Beatrix plays a role in national government. It's more than a ceremonial one. I believe experience has clearly shown that there is ample space for this interplay between monarchy and ministers, that it can even develop into an excellent partnership, and each with their own clearly recognizable input. One of the Queen's tasks is swearing in new ministers. At the end of the last year, it took place in public for the first time, against Beatrix's wishes, and it went wrong too.
I declare and promise that. Again. Has to be done again. Why? It will become a charade.
Another first. The last cabinet under Beatrix comes about without her input. She is not involved in the formation. Members of the States General. The budget. The Queen is a member of the government. That is a step too far for some politicians. They would prefer a monarchy with a purely ceremonial role. Beatrix thinks otherwise. If we have clearly established the ministerial responsibilities in the Constitution, there must be a basis to enable it to function well. Being a member of or taking part in the government, well, it actually means that the head of state, the monarchy, has a place in that no matter the colour of the political party. With a hereditary monarchy like in our country, family and state matters cannot always be separated. Beatrix does try, but journalists can be annoying. All right, enough now. Can these people... Oh, really unbearable, really dreadful. Willem-Alexander's choice of Maxima Zorreguieta causes some controversy. Her father was a member of the regime of the Argentinian dictator Videla. Yet the engagement goes ahead. It is with great pleasure that my husband and I can announce the engagement of our son Willem-Alexander to Maxima Zorreguieta. As parents, we are extremely happy about their decision to share their lives together. I can't imagine it was easy. A new country, a new family. There was a lot of pressure on her and her family. And then the decision was finally taken that her parents, or her father in this case, would not be able to attend. That was extremely painful and sad, of course.
Willem-Alexander, do you take Maxima Zorreguieta as your wife, to have and to hold from this day forward? What is your answer? Yes. And thee?
They heard your answer.
And thee, Maxima Zorregeta? Do you take Willem-Alexander, Klaus, George, Ferdinand of Orange to have and to hold from this day forward? What is your answer?
Yes. Prince Claus is an important advisor to Beatrix. I have been extremely fortunate to have someone in my life who follows me with a critical eye, who supports me, who compliments me, and with whom I can discuss anything. That's nice. And yes, he's a brilliant interlocutor.
And I'm so happy you're here. And you cannot, ladies and gentlemen, imagine what I'm feeling. It's fabulous. Thank you, Beatrix.
He means so much to me in my work. And I must admit, I couldn't do it without his support.
Op Koninginnedag van dit jaar.
This year, we watched Queen's Day on television in this room, in the Amsterdam Academic Hospital. The volume was low. There they are, he said. Look at them. They are doing so well. And I stood there. That was my place. Beside her. He was beaming.
Dat was mijn plaats. Naast haar. Hij straalde.
Many shared in our grief at the loss of my husband. His death has shed a light on him as a person. The way he lived from his principles of dignity and equality could be an example to us all. 2 years after her husband's death, Beatrix loses her parents. First, her mother, Queen Juliana. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Prince Bernhard dies the same year. Traditional homage to the birth of a new heir to the throne, Princess Katharina Amalia.
And then we will open the doors and we will... Yes, so, not on his own. The Prince. Thank you. I'm sure you understand that as proud parents, Maxima and I think she is the most beautiful baby in the whole world.
I never thought it would be so nice. It's really lovely. Such uninhabited joy. And yes, it's really wonderful. They let me babysit sometimes. The throne is coming ever closer for Willem-Alexander and Maxima.
This is not just an official royal visit. We mean business.
They go on official visits, almost like state visits, and always accompanied by the elite of the business community. Queen Beatrix does not join them. They're both keenly involved in all kinds of activities that interest them and in which they put a lot of energy. At the same time, they have a growing family that requires their time and attention too. I really hope they're able to enjoy this period in their lives, that they have the time to raise their family and do their work well. Every year, the royal family goes skiing in Lech, Austria. Tragedy strikes in 2012. Prince Friso has a serious skiing accident. He is buried in an avalanche.
As far as we know, his condition is stable at the moment, but he is not yet out of danger.
Friso falls into a deep coma and never regains consciousness. He is sent to a private clinic in London for treatment. Beatrix returns to Lech a year later. She has just announced her abdication. After her abdication, Beatrix returns to live in Drakenstein Castle, the palace she left 33 years ago on becoming queen. I'm deeply grateful for your confidence in me during the many wonderful years I've had the honor of being your queen.